some ladies that are kind of old. One's the pastor, the other's not. They like to chicken chat and pray a lot. Oh. Chat, cook, and pray. Oh. Cook and pray. Oh. Chat, cook, and pray. Oh. Chat, cook, pray. There's lots of laughter and lots of fun. To the Facebook Live at 1. You'll never know what will happen when Lucy and Ethel are at it again. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Amen. Hey, I want to welcome everybody. I got to say who's sponsoring us. Bethel United Church of Christ, where no matter where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. We're so happy to have you. And I hope if you got a reminder earlier, I have to apologize for my scribe who said cat, cook, and pray.
No, it wasn't even pray.
Oh, it was Perry. Cat, cook, and Perry. It kind of shows you where we are. Our minds are not functioning all that well, but they will now because she's doing this recipe. Unfortunately, she's given me a lot of Korean words to read to you today.
I wanted to expand your language capabilities.
I'm so happy. Anyway, we're happy to be here. We're glad you're joining us, and we're going to find out all about Bulgogi. Bulgogi. Okay.
All right. This is a really fun dish, and it's one that I first learned about from my former, but still friend, Korean American son-in-law. And so what we're going to do is, whoa, we're not going to do that. Go away. I don't want to turn that on yet. Whoa, that was exciting. Okay, what we're going to do is mix together our first ingredients for our kind of a marinade. And so that's going to be 5 tablespoons of soy sauce. Ooh, that was juicy. Whoa.
Hi, Lori and Jamie. They're watching. Hi, Michelle. Yep. And Kathy Harms.
Okay, and then I'm adding the garlic in. That's 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Onion, 1/4 of a cup of onion. And chopped up. And no, this is not a piece of chopped up onion. However, I didn't want to waste another bag.
Right, gotcha.
To
save those bags.
That's right.
Those plastic bags. The kids are always kidding me about washing out bags.
Okay, then
Pat's watching. Randy just went up the hill.
He just went up the hill.
Bill's watching.
At least that's better than over the hill. And then we're going to add in, the recipe called for 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne, but let me tell you, that was just a little bit spicy for me. So I'm doing 1/4 of a teaspoon.
That's good. Otherwise, I'm afraid I would not be able to.
You would not be impressed. And then our favorite, brown sugar.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Ooh, I think that was
that's that stuff that we love.
2.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then we're just going to mix this together until it's...
Don Sand is watching.
Very good. And we're just going to mix this together till it's kind of smooth.
Okay.
They say to put it in a blender. Well, that is just not going to happen around here today.
Right. Too noisy.
Well,
we don't like to hurt your ears.
That's more dishes for you to do, and I'm trying to save your
hands. I see. Yeah, did you hear that? I am the chief bottle washer, not cook, but I'm the chief bottle washer.
She's improved a lot in that skill, too, let me just tell you. In case Terry's wondering if she could do that at home more often, I think she can.
I think Terry knows I can do it at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then to that, what I'm going to do is, one of the things you really, I've read several recipes on this, you really should marinate this, but the recipe that I sent you didn't call for that. However, I'm going to stir the chicken in because when I did it at home, I think this will help. And it suggested to not add the sesame oil until a little later because it can keep the marinade from soaking into the chicken. Because
Okay.
normally you would, if you wanted to do this more like the actual Korean dish, you would let it soak.
Would you marinate overnight?
Like 4 hours,
Oh,
probably.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Hi, Joyce.
Anyway, this is still really good. I had it, it was good.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna add a few carrots today to it, and let me see, I gotta make sure if I put my sesame seeds in, yeah. And these are, I'm using toasted sesame seeds because that's what I had.
There you go.
And I had a lot of them, as you can see. And to that, we're gonna put in a tablespoon of sesame seeds.
Okay.
Just add a little crunch.
Oh, it's already smells good. Just that marinade smells good.
Yeah, it really is good.
Okay, so
And then-
she's done all of those first few ingredients. She's
Yeah, I'm
put
just
the
stirring those
chicken
all
in to
together.
let it soak up a little bit.
And I'm gonna just grind some pepper, and then, and I used at home, I have an actual nice grinder that does different, I did it more chunky than this, but this will be fine. And stir that together, and I'm gonna go ahead and add in now the sesame oil of 2 tablespoons.
Okay, so all this happens before you start cooking it.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's just a super.
And just
simple.
think, if it was marinade, you would have made it earlier,
Yeah.
and then when you're ready to cook it, it's all ready to just put in the pan.
Yep. So then we're just gonna cook that like that, and then we're going to go ahead and stir in some carrots, because we need to be healthy.
And these are
Okay.
shredded,
Yes, and I.
so that way, that's why they cook so fast.
Yeah, and it said, carrot straws, and I thought, oh, hey, guess what, I've got these
Well, that
shredded
looks like
carrots.
straws.
Yeah, I thought it looked
That's
like
enough.
straws, and I didn't have to cut them up.
Okay, so now she's gonna mix that in.
And then I'm gonna turn on, I'm gonna just mix this in,
Uh-huh.
like this, stir that up.
Okay,
And now I need to heat up my pan here till
okay.
it's warm, because this will make it cook even
Okay, so
faster.
while she's heating her pan, I'm going to be reading to you about what is bulgogi. Is that right? Bulgogi?
Yes,
Bulgogi.
bulgogi.
You say bulgogi, I say
Say
bulgogi. Okay, literally speaking, bulgogi means fire meat. Oh. It's often made with tender parts of beef, pork, or chicken, but in general terms, unless specified, bulgogi is made with beef. The dish originated from the northern areas of the Korean peninsula, but is a very popular dish in South Korea, where it can be found anywhere from upscale restaurants to local supermarkets as pan-ready kits. Bulgogi is believed to have originated during the... Okay, now, as I say these words, try to just, give me some space, because it's not always going to be right. Okay. Bill says, are these two opening up a restaurant now? Bulgogi is believed to originate during the Gregorio era, 37 BC to 668 CE, when it was originally called makyak, with the beef being grilled on a skewer. It was called neobiani, meaning thinly spread meat, during the Joseon dynasty, and was traditionally prepared especially for the wealthy and nobility. Well, there you go.
Oh, hey, that's why you're
Yes,
getting it today.
yes. In the medieval Korean history book, Donggok Seisi, bulgogi is recorded under the name yamyak, which means fire meat. It was on skewers and pieces about a half centimeter thick. Although it's no longer cooked skewered, this original type of bulgogi is today called bulgogi sanyak. There you go. I hope you all got that. Bulgogi can be cooked with vegetables over a stove. Here she goes, putting it in the pan. Can be cooked with vegetables over a stove in a pan or skillet. Or it can be cooked on a barbecue grill without any vegetables. As you can imagine, they will give slightly different flavors. Okay, now it talks about pan-fried bulgogi. Pan-fried bulgogi with vegetables will naturally release some juice, which you can use to mix with a bowl of steamed rice. Many people love this idea. This method is also great if you're making bulgogi as a meal prep. But we decided to skip the rice today.
Yes,
But
I
she
did-
has
I did
the
have some
she
rice.
has some ready rice, but we're
Yeah.
we're just We're just gonna hang in
go
on
native.
the bulgogi.
Yeah.
On the other hand, char grilled bulgogi on a barbecue won't build any juice as it'll drip onto the grill plate. But the extra flavor of slightly burnt charcoal, juice, and the fat gives an irresistible, pleasant Korean barbecue experience. Bulgogi can be cooked with vegetables over a stove. Okay, I've already said that. Oh, that's you copied 2 paragraphs that was already said. So what you all are seeing right now is bulgogi being cooked pan-fried, not on a barbecue grill.
Yes.
Now, what is the cooking time of this? And
It doesn't take very long. As soon as that chicken is done, and since
do
now,
you have a thermometer to check the temperature?
Of course not. I do it by eyeball. Now, I will tell you that when you fix this, you really should have the chicken partially frozen and cut it so you can cut it in very thin pieces.
Uh-huh.
I did not have it partially frozen.
Okay.
So therefore my pieces and my knife was not as sharp as I would have liked here today, but
Randy's doing a bunch of one-liners about stuff. The
No.
last one, if you think of a better fish pun, let me know.
no.
Yes, I know.
He's so we're so gullible.
We're so guppable. There you go. I think Marty's got it. Guppable.
That's right. You can imagine around our house it's quite an exciting time.
Yeah. Now, you know today, and I know that you all received patterns of Chrismons, and we talked a little bit about the Chrismons last week, and you got some information on those. They were started many centuries ago, but it's just a way of different signs that stand for Christ.
Well, you know, interestingly enough, I read one of the stories that it was started actually the Chrismons on the tree were because they didn't have styrofoam centuries ago.
No, they did not.
But anyway, they said that decorating the tree with Chrismons was started in the United States in, I forget what, but it was like not our lifetime
Right.
before us, but it wasn't that long ago actually.
Is that right? Well,
Yeah.
but however, the Orthodox churches always actually had those symbols for many centuries, and they took so many of those symbols from the Greek Orthodox Church, and then once they learned how to cut them out, of course, there wasn't styrofoam
No.
at all.
No.
So I don't know. Maybe they cut them out of wood. I don't know what they
Well,
cut them out
maybe-
of early.
Well, let's see. Well, probably maybe wood and then painted it white because the idea is
Right.
that you have the colors of
Uh-huh.
Christ.
So, and I've always, I love the tree that, we now have you noticed last Sunday, which was the first Sunday of Advent, we had our tree up. We have the manger scene on the altar, which is a first. And, of course, there's many firsts this year.
Yeah.
So,
And we hope they're less.
Oh, here's one more line from Randy. Okay, I'm going to stand outside, so if anybody sees me,
gonna stand
I am
outside?
outstanding.
It's hard for you to them to hear you if you're outside.
Please explain. Andrew just said what you want us to do on the Christmas. We just sent you patterns in case you all wanted to get some styrofoam. We've got some that are already like once they're cut out from styrofoam. If you make them, you can use them on your own tree. If you want to put 2020 on them on the back, and if you make them, and we will add those to the Chrismons because this is such a special year. And also, I don't know if you all read, Jody said it was actually John Meyer who started the Chrismons way before, I guess, the confirmation classes did them.
Right.
With his adult Bible study.
No, his high school. His high school Sunday school class.
Oh, high school Sunday school class. Okay, high school Sunday school class.
Yes.
So that's when they were first done here at Bethel, and that was long before, I guess, the confirmation class started
Yeah,
doing
and he
them.
got the idea from going to his sister's UCC church at Peace Church in
Hart, not
New
Hart.
Haven.
Not New Haven. I want to say Hart.
No.
Hartford.
Anyway, she did them on the tree there, and he thought it was such a great idea, and he came back to Bethel and started it.
Yes.
Okay,
So-
I believe our chicken is almost done.
Well, let it cook just a little longer.
I don't want it
I
to
don't-
get too done.
Okay.
No, trust me, I cut this chicken up small.
Okay. Very good. Let's see here. So anyway, we just thought we would send you different patterns. Number one, just to give you a little history about each of those patterns and what they stood for, what the different chrismons stood for, and because it explains the anchor and explains a bunch of the different patterns. So use them as you will. We just thought it would be interesting to send you that information and give you the size of patterns that are used for the trees.
How much of this would you like?
Give me one more little scoop. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
right.
What a quick recipe.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? And I don't think I flapped a paper in front of you guys. I know you missed that.
They probably
Flapping the
did.
paper. I'm going to
Yeah.
get us some water while you scoop
Well,
up.
the water is right beside my chair.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
grab
so
it
we'll
when
pour
we
it.
sit down.
Okay.
So if you have a seat, I'll turn the camera around and we'll be
Okay.
We'll be ready to.
We're going to be ready to actually decorate a couple of chrismons. That'll be great.
Oh, there she is.
Hello. I'll take my hat off. Woo. All right.
Move your chair over just a little
This
bit.
way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, there we go.
Here I is. Okay.
Here you is.
That's great.
That is right.
Just keep on my. I think I'll undo my apron too because.
Oh yeah, we'll make a mess with everything we're doing.
All right. Here we are. Oops. Hair's going the wrong way.
Well, at least it's still on your head.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, we'll say a prayer. Whoops, we're gonna, oh, did we want the applesauce or not?
Oh, not
Yeah.
now.
No, we don't have applesauce.
Oh, here.
So anyway, you can do this on rice. And then Marty said she thought it would also be good on noodles.
Yeah.
And especially ramen noodles, because those are quick. So we're just going to see how good it tastes. Okay, let's pray. All gracious and loving God, we ask that you pour out your blessings on all of those that are with us today and on this food. We ask that as this Advent season begins, that we prepare for Christ to come into our hearts again. And we just thank you that we're able to share this time together. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay.
All right. See how you like it.
I will. That's a really good sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so quick. I couldn't believe it. You were just frying away. And it is done.
Yeah.
Because they're little enough. Wow. So, I don't know what you all have been up to. This past Sunday, I preached an ordination sermon for Dion Boyce. She is now ordained as a UCC pastor, and she and Lee will be moving to Pennsylvania, St. James UCC in Havertown, Pennsylvania. But doing a virtual ordination was quite interesting. So, but you know, everything, it seems, is virtual now.
I'm just glad we didn't have to run the slideshow part of it.
I know, it's very hard to do that presentation, that PowerPoint. So, but we didn't have to do that, which is good. That is tasty. I like it.
Good.
So I want to know if you have, what? What
You
do you-
didn't bring your cell phone in. You have a picture of your turkey.
Oh, I'll run get that. That's right. I promised you I'd show you my 27, a little over my 27-pound turkey. Let me go get my phone. I knew there was a reason I was going to bring my phone today. Okay. Entertain the troops.
Well, entertaining. You gonna trust me to be here alone with these people while you're not here to supervise me?
Anybody who writes cat, cook, and Harry, I don't know.
Oh, today's been a crazy day. I started off the morning with a Zoom meeting, whereupon I had the wrong connection and came on as a guest instead of one of the panelists. And so that was interesting. They had to switch me over because I deleted the address for that one. And then it's gone downhill from there as far as me being able to keep things straight and not do crazy things. So it's just me. It's just one of those days.
Okay, folks. I'm
Okay.
going to show you my turkey. And
Hold
this,
it up real close
I
to
will.
the.
I'll hold it real close. This is as it was before we put it in the roaster. I want to show you. Oops. I want
Turn
to
it
show.
sideways, so it's fatter.
I did turn it side. Now you made me turn it back the other way.
Well, what you do? Oh, just a second. I'll fix you.
You are having trouble with your phones anymore.
Well, just a second. There we go. There
Okay.
you go.
Okay. Whoops. See, I'm going backwards.
Go backward. Go the other way. Oh, there you go.
There's the 27-pounder before cooking. Okay. And this is it after cooking. It was huge. I would suggest don't ever get a 27-pounder.
For six
Unless you're
people.
for 6 people. But I tell you what, it just filled the roaster pan. It was just,
How heavy was it to put in the oven?
I didn't put it in the oven, I put it in the roaster pan.
Oh,
The turkey roaster, which I love the way it does turkeys, because it's always good. Okay, Pat Armstrong, got it. Debbie Robinette, yum. Is he saying yum to my turkey pictures or to this?
Mm.
Anyway, with noodles or rice,
Mhm.
with another little side dish of something, this would be a great meal, and it was so quick.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Very good.
It is very good.
And I like the carrots are a little bit crunchy.
Mm-hmm. They're not too done.
Mm.
Mm-mm. I tell you what I really like is the sesame seeds.
Mhm.
I can taste them. And of course you got the sesame oil on there too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. It's great. Jody's watching. Hi, Jody.
Mm.
But you all got the recipe, and whenever you try it, you're gonna love it.
And it's really good with beef. That's the way I've always had it before. But when I found this recipe with chicken,
Yeah.
I thought, well, I know that'll be really quick.
Mm-hmm. The beef would be longer cooking time, probably.
Not really, but I would have had to cut it really
Yeah,
super
yeah.
thin and.
So, after we finish eating, we're going to decorate a couple of croissants and just have you all share with us, if you would, how your Thanksgiving went and how did celebrating it change this year, and was it still meaningful? I know I went down from having 24 people to 6, and it was still a good time. And what we noticed is it was my sister and her husband, and it was Aaron and Colin and Terry and I. Well, what we noticed is you had so fewer people, you could sit and visit for much longer and talk. When I have, you know, the whole gang over, I don't really get to hardly talk to anybody. I mean, I'm running around and stuff. So that was different, and it was kind of nice. It was really kind of nice. But I missed it. I missed the big family. So how about you guys? Hi, Darlene. We're just asking about what you all did this last Thanksgiving. So if you put it on chat, are you going to put it on your phone so we could see it right down here? Or
No,
what are you doing?
I was gonna pull up that picture of Randy cutting out the Chrismons as soon as I find where I stuffed it to. Not Randy, I didn't stuff it.
Anyway, the Chrismons, when you cut them out of the foam, there's a tool that heats up and it makes it much easier to cut it out of the foam than with a knife or anything like that. And Marty had that my last confirmation class. We made Chrismons in 2018. They were confirmed in 2019, but we always make Chrismons like in November or the first part of December.
Yeah, this will show Randy cutting them out. And I bought the more expensive foam, styrofoam that's more solid, and it worked much, much better.
Walk it up there.
I'll walk it up here. Let's see if I can.
See, it's hard to figure out where you... Yeah, so he's doing it over a trash can.
Yeah, so that
and he's got the little hot tool.
So that way
It almost looks like a pin.
Yeah, it was just like I want to say like a soldering gun, kind of. Woo.
You need to make it brighter again. I think it faded out.
Oh, it did. Kind of like me.
Yeah.
And then the ones that he cut out, then looked like that.
Okay, while you're up there, read what Andrea said they did for Thanksgiving.
Oh, just us and Lauren and Jody and the baby. The baby. Well, hey. Originally, we would have been with my relatives in Iowa at dinner for 30 people, but Kona. See more.
Yeah.
Come on.
See more.
See more. I'll try it on. Oh, there we go. Well, now it went away.
You can slide it down.
You want a bit? Okay.
Right there. Very, very good.
For 30 people,
with
Natalie's uncle in Tulsa. Very, very different. And then Pat said, I offered curbside pickup of their favorite dish, 6 pies, 2
sweet
potato dish rolls, well,
and one dressing later.
We are quite.
We ate quite. I think I can see it better from back here.
Well, I'm trying to read it sideways. And with bifocals, it's very interesting.
Let's go ahead and we will do our
here,
we will do our Christmas. See our little tree.
Yeah.
Our little tree in front of our window.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get a couple of Christmas and just talk. We'll just chat.
Okay. Now we have choices here.
Let's see, what do I want to do? Yeah, I don't want that one.
You're picky.
I know. That's kind of pretty. Is there? There's the Trinity. That's the Trinity one. So if you got your thing, there's a butterfly, which of course always means new life. I'll do the fish. I'll do the fish.
Of course, it's the easiest thing.
That's right. I know my stuff.
I'll take that one.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to do this one, that one.
But really, if you look at your papers that Marty sent, you will see the meanings of all of these symbols, and it's kind of neat. Ooh, I almost spilled my water.
You can set the water behind you too.
Tell me this. Why did you give me a knife?
I thought the chicken might be tough. I always thought maybe you would want to stab me at some point during it.
Okay, now here's the thing. You can decorate them anyway. Usually it's with golds and sparkly stuff and ribbons. There's all kinds of different things that you can use. And so we have a box. Is there scissors? Do we need scissors?
Oh, of course we do. Well,
I can run get them.
oh, see, I ran really
Oh,
fast.
look at that. He ran real fast and got it.
Yes.
Well, that's neat. So, like for the fish, I think I'm gonna go with this bric-a-brac, this gold bric-a-brac, and I'm gonna put it around the fish. I'm gonna first of all see how much I need, and then I'll cut it. This could be dangerous, the two of us.
Well, I've seen your creativity in the past, and so I'm anxious to see what you make this time.
I'm sure you are.
You know, because I could bring up some of those events we've had in the past.
We have done many creative things.
Yes, we have.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go from here. So we'll keep looking up at you guys
Yes.
and see what's up. Bill, have to sign off. Work scheduled at 1:30 meeting. Have a great week, everyone. Bye, Bill. Okay. And then somebody said I went from something. Oh, I hate when I can't see. Have been eating it for the last 5 days and still have some leftovers, but I'm not sure who that was. That was ahead of Bill. Let me slide it now. We're getting so brave with this.
I know, we're pulling up.
Oh, Jody, I went from 5 to 1. Cooked my own dinner and have been eating it for 5 days and still have some leftovers.
Oh, gosh, Jody.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
yeah, I like that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Glad I brought that in.
Okay. So,
Aha.
it's just all a matter of things you find to do that you like, and I'm just going to.
I'm just gonna make a mess.
I'll probably make a mess too, but I can't get that open. Let's see. I think it's got glue on top of it. I'll have to pick it out. Pick it out. There, I got it. All right.
Okay.
So just think, you can have a day where you make your bulgogi and then make Chrismons.
Yeah. What a deal.
What a deal.
Such related religious
Such a
activity.
deal. That's right. So now I'm going around my fishy with,
It did.
it'll dry clear.
That's good.
So now I'm just pasting my bric-a-brac,
Your bric-a-brac. Oh.
and I think I'm gonna cut this so I can start new after I get up to the end here. Okay, so I bring this on
This
around.
builds muscles in your hand. Squeezing.
I know,
them up.
squeezing that. It's the glue thing is hard to squeeze.
Yes, it is. We've got a few ornaments we're gonna repair in the other room. We noticed in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Since we have plenty of blue and we're here.
Yeah.
Oops, stay over
Okay,
there.
now I'm going over the top of the fish. And that was your symbol to show you were Christian, because in the times when it was, there was
couldn't-
persecution, they couldn't say out loud who they were. People would draw in the sand a symbol of a fish, and then they would know that they were Christian. Okay. How's it going there, Squirt?
It's going fine as long as I can keep maintaining my strength.
Okay, so right now, I look like this, but I'm gonna put up many more decorations.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of stuff here. We might as
Yes.
well.
That's
enjoy
the
it.
whole thing, and that's what the kids love. They
Oh,
love doing the decorating.
Yep.
And I know so many of them would, on Christmas Eve, when we have Christmas Eve services,
May I borrow the scissors, please?
yes, you may.
Oh, thank you.
They always would go up and look for their Chrismon, because they remembered that, and that's just so cool. Okay, maybe I'll do this. And I think too, it's important because over the years, unfortunately, as the years go by, they get broken or the
Kind of
decorations are off.
Well, some
And
of
early
that,
on
that earlier styrofoam kind of started to
to
disintegrate.
disintegrate.
Yeah.
So we can make these, and there'll be extra Chrismons for the tree when needed. Okay. So now this is a kind of a little glittery kind of rope thing that I'm going to put over around the side. I mean, beside the bric-a-brac. See if I can do this.
This will be interesting seeing you glue that down. That stuff doesn't look very
I know, that
friendly.
doesn't look like it's gonna glue very
It
well,
doesn't
does
look
it?
very friendly.
Not a friendly gluer.
No.
Okay, we met Drew, this is Lori, we met Drew at my sister's and Emma, so just 5 of us, but this is the year in rotation when my other sister normally has, I think it's gonna be has Thanksgiving, but we'll see. Let's see more. Normally has, see, there's a lot written here. Rotation. My other sister normally has Thanksgiving dinner with her kids and grandchildren instead of with us. We normally would have had my brother from Topeka and his daughter who lives with him, but we didn't want to have too many together. And the 4 of us, minus Drew, have been getting together weekly, so sort family photos, so we didn't feel like there was much risk with us getting together. That's great. Okay. Now, let's get down there. I'll not stay down. All right. So if you all were gonna pick a Chrismon, which one would you like to decorate?
Oh, I didn't mean to mess your thing up.
That's okay. It can get fixed. Glue is still quite damp.
Quite?
Quite damp.
Yeah. How long did it take this stuff to dry? I don't remember.
Oh, it takes a while. Because you can't get little bits of glue. I think this time I'm just gonna put dots or something, but man, you gotta,
Yeah, it kind of gooshes out.
I know.
Ah,
And it's so hard to get it to come out.
I know, and then you get too much. Oh, and the one's popping up over there.
I know. It doesn't want to stay down.
I kept thinking if I had some of those little teeny tiny gold pins, you know, the little straight
Yeah,
pins, little teeny
yeah.
tiny ones. I probably have them somewhere at home. Goodness knows I have a bunch of other stuff at
That's
home.
right. Okay. Okay, y'all. Anything else?
Oh, don't forget Sunday is Communion Sunday. So.
Sunday is Communion Sunday. Make sure you have your communion elements close to you. Second Sunday of Advent, the Sunday of Peace, Sunday of Shalom. I don't know. I'm just finding like this Advent has a different feeling for me because it's so meaningful because of what all people have been through this year, and
Yeah.
and it just
Well,
you know
and we're having to connect.
I'm hearing it different
And we're having to think of it different because we have to think of different ways to do the services to make them meaningful.
right.
And we can't do them the old way. It challenges us to think outside the box and to know that there's other ways to do things that make it just as special.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was like Thanksgiving. We had a turkey dinner that we bought the night before at Granite City, and we warmed it up.
There you go.
But we spent our time at Bethel that morning putting sweaters
On people.
Yes, that was 2.5 hours worth of sweater detailing. But they look much nicer, and they're all closer together because they wanted to be friendly.
Yeah, people are closer together because we're that way. It's easier for Marty to turn around and film everybody without having to make the camera go all the way around. So
Well, and we found we needed to empty the first couple rows of people because otherwise I was knocking their heads off when I
yes,
turned the camera around, and
yes, you were.
it was kind of ugly.
Okay, now I need this. And here's my napkin. Ugh. Okay, Randy says, what do you call a kid who doesn't believe in Santa? A rebel without a clause.
Oh,
Oh, that is funny. A rebel with. I tell you what, I have never seen so many Christmas movies
oh God.
that are on TV as
Well,
now.
Well, you probably never watch TV as much as you are now.
That could be. Okay, I need the scissors when you have a chance.
There, have a scissor.
Wow, you're doing all those little ball things.
Yeah, but these are a little bit bigger balls. Well, good grief, I made a bracelet of plastic. These are little bigger ones that I thought would be fun.
Let's see. Oh, it's starting to take shape somewhat. You're right. If we had those pins, those little pins,
It
that
would
would
make
be
a-
great.
Yeah. That ought to be good.
Yeah,
Well, if you had a hairdryer, we could have done that.
that's true. Hairdryer would have been something.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna stay stuck. All right. That gave it a little more depth,
Yeah, it did.
didn't it?
It
If
did,
that
it
stays
did.
on. But like you say, with that ropey thing, it may not stay on very
Move
good.
my box here a little bit.
Okay, excuse me while I blow on my glue. So Marty, if you have anything to say, oh, she's putting these little balls on. This is gonna be very pretty.
Well, I wanted it to really stand out, so that I didn't want it to look like, I didn't want it to look like I was crazy
Well,
and couldn't
too late.
look like I was in some kind of a therapy group.
Okay, that's going down.
Every time I look at Andrea's Facebook page and she has all these beautiful creations, it's just so.
I know that
Oh.
that kind of talent is so. You know
Oh.
what? When Andrea feels comfortable, she could be one of our visitors
Yes, she could.
and show us a craft.
Oh,
Hi,
gosh,
Linda.
She has so many cute things. They're
I
just-
know.
Oh, they're overwhelmingly cute. Overwhelming.
So many. Okay, so far, here's how my fishy looks. Oops. There's my fish. Now, oh gosh. Now I'm going to add something else. You can't be overly decorated, I always say. Oh, I've got something too I want to read to you all. Here I am just playing
Playing
away with
making
my
your creation?
fish, and I will finish my creation later. I don't want to get stuff on your Christmassy tablecloth.
Oh, everything's washable.
It's so neat. We love our windows. We can just look outside at
yeah.
the trees.
You know,
But
since well, this looks
we-
like we must be in southern France.
I
Maybe.
know, maybe we are in Tuscany.
Tuscany.
Or maybe we just need to throw some snow on those branches.
Yeah, you could paint them on there. You know, you're good at that.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Terry is framing my picture. So hopefully when I get home today, it will be in a frame and I will
Ooh.
bring it back and show you what it looks like framed. Okay, so my fish is gonna have to rest. You rest there, little Christian symbol of Christianity, you little fish. You know, the probably came from the story of Jesus and Peter, and Jesus says, "Get in the boat, and you will be fishers of people." So I think that's how the fish became a symbol of our Christianity. But here's the word for the day. and the message is so good. Let me take a drink here. I think I had a sesame seed in my throat.
Probably did have.
But it's by Cameron Trimble, and she quotes Anne Lamott, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with Anne Lamott, but she's written several books. A couple of years ago, I went to hear Anne Lamott host a book reading of her book, Stitches, a handbook on meaning, hope, and repair. She wrote it after the Sandy Hook Elementary shootings in an attempt to make sense of such a senseless tragedy. One of my favorite lines from the book is, "There can be meaning without things making sense." And I read that line and I thought, wow, because right now, I know all of us, are trying to figure out with this COVID-19 and the number of deaths that we've had. Andrea loves Anne Lamott. I do too. So there can be meaning without things making sense. The woman who introduced Anne Lamott said that reading her was like tasting literary wasabi. What a beautiful way to put it. At the reading, Anne chose to read to us about her definition of hope. Excuse me. And she read, "Every time we choose the good action or response, the valuable it builds incrementally to renewal, resurrection, the place of newness, freedom, and justice. Every time we choose the good action or response, and she's got descent, which may be a typo. It might be the decent, the valuable, it builds incrementally. The equation is life, death, resurrection, hope. The horror is real, and so you make casseroles for your neighbor. You organize an overseas clothing drive, or you do your laundry. You can also offer to do other people's laundry. If they have recently had any random babies or surgeries, we live, and here is the big thing to this story. We live stitch by stitch. We live stitch by stitch when we're lucky. If you fixate on the big picture, the whole shebang, the overview, you miss the stitching. And maybe the stitching is crude or it might be unraveling, but if it was precise, we pretend that life is just fine and running like a Swiss watch. And this is not helpful if on the inside our understanding is that life is more often the cuckoo clock with rusty gears. And then she says, her pastor, Veronica, one Sunday told the story of a sparrow lying in the street with its legs straight up in the air, sweating a little under its feathery arms. A war horse walks up to the bird and asks, "What on earth are you doing?" And the little bird replied, "I heard the sky was falling and I wanted to help." And the horse laughs a big, loud, sneering horse laugh and says, "Do you really think you're going to hold back the sky with those scrawny little legs?" And the sparrow says, "One does what one can." Now that's what I call hope and resilience. One does what one can. And each one of us throughout this time, I know each one of us have done what we can. And then the result is, with all of us doing what we can hold the sky up. And that's a great definition of hope. One does what one can. Being open to doing what one can and trusting God to do the rest. So Trimble says, I want to be clear about this. What I believe is that God longs to break into each of our well-protected lives to teach us about hope, love, joy, and peace. Right now. If anything, Advent is the time we must wake up to live in the present, to live the life God has given us right now. Refuse to live yesterday over and over again. Resist the temptation to save your best self for tomorrow. Do not put off living the kind of life you are meant to live. We are in this together. So, one does what one can. So keep on doing what you've been doing and know that you are holding up that sky. And then her prayer for the week is this. Get this out of the way. Sacred One, who calls us home, to you, in you, of you, where to our deep surprise and delight we find ourselves, you in us, waiting all along, with hope, peace, joy, and love, ready to remake the world anew. Amen. One does what one can. We do what we can, right, Marty?
Yes, and some people do, some of us do more than what they can really do. And the result is cat. Cat, cook, and pray.
Cat, cook, and pray.
One of my friends sent me a text message and asked me what kind of cat I was cooking. And I said a dead one.
Now, that was uncalled for. Oh, that's all. I forgot to hum. Okay, you need to get your,
Well, just a second, I gotta
okay, wait till she gets, this is gonna be very pretty. She has been working away while I've been reading, and she's done a very nice job. And I'll finish my fish later.
I got a couple little things to do.
Now, be careful. You better go up. I don't want him to roll off the, looky, there it is.
Oh, see, it made it.
Look, it scared it.
It did.
Isn't that pretty? Very good job.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, let's sing.
Well, just a second. Gotta find the phone. It's buried underneath all of the
Where's
stuff.
the words?
You wanted words? I buried them too.
Oh, we don't need them for this because we just hum and then we sing the last verse. That's fine. We got this.
Yeah,
We're
it's
starting
taken us
slowly.
a
It's
while.
taken us a while, but we're starting to understand our song.
Yeah. It's been a rough go for us, apparently. Well, just a second. I can't even remember my name, let alone what I'm doing. Oh, this is the one for
There
this
we
time.
go.
think
Okay,
this
here
is
we
it.
go. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Amen.
Oh, see you next week.
Yeah, remember, one does what one can. We love you. Bye.